Hello and welcome to MP Strong 365, day 12. Raise your hand if you've ever done an overhead press. See what I did there? Pretty funny, right? Overhead reaches and overhead presses represent a relatively small section of the day as opposed to the time that we spend here in front of us and between about here and here. So we are going to work on some overhead presses today and work through the rotator cuff, the 365 degrees of the shoulder. A lot of problems that occur below the shoulder at the elbow joint, even in the biceps tendon that we talked about before, right at the front part of the shoulder or down in the wrist of the hand, are a result of stuck shoulders. Stuck shoulders can also cause headaches, neck tension, et cetera, et cetera. So the good news is to get about building some mobility in your shoulders because you can't really get strong what's stuck, right? So we got to unstick them first. We'll skip the hips. The hips are the center of everything. So they are not a prerequisite to, but a helper for. If you get the hips loose, that you are more likely to gain access to the shoulders. So you can do these in standing or do them in kneeling. If you wanted to pair it up with a kind of a hip stretch a little bit, you could do something like this with your dish towel. Go into a kneel, put something underneath your kneecap if it bugs you. And it doesn't really matter for our intents and purposes how your legs are shaped because you're not using them in this exercise. You're just working to stretch out that back hip flexor just a little bit. Okay, and I'm taking the towel over my head. Okay, so I'm gonna just keep in my half kneeling position and take my towel over my head. And if you only go here today or here today, that's totally fine. Try to pull the towel apart. Just pull the towel apart and then pull the towel apart again and keep pulling that towel apart and pull and squeeze the back glute as you pull, 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 pull. 3, 2, and 1. That's great. Let's come up to standing and we're going to take our towel all the way down to the ankles. Breathing in, hold your breath, and then breathe out as you bring it up over your head and maybe back behind the head just a little bit. Now I've kind of got my butt out like a lot and my chest open a lot, so I'm going to correct that now. So if I'm overhead and I'm in this big bow position, now I'm going to tuck my tailbone, send my arms forward, and try to correct that into a column style overhead. You can even squeeze your legs together. Okay, so now we'll do that 3 more times. And I'm going to just try to come up into a column, not into a bow. So we'll come down, breathe in, and up. Tuck the hips forward, flatten out the spine so we're not bowing. Pull the towel away. Pull the ends of the towel. Good. 2 more times. Keep tension on the towel. 1 more time. Keep tension on the towel. Wonderful. And now we're just going to go with the other side. So on your half kneeling position, and put the other leg forward, stretching out through the back hip. And we're going to come up and down with the towel. Up and down. Squeezing up on the back hip a little bit. In the moment, overheads might feel like you're like, I am like stuck up here. I want to release from this position. This position feels uncomfortable. After you are done and you do the opposing movement, squeeze the back hip, keep reaching overhead, pull that towel. Good. We're just going to keep reaching overhead, a little bit different here, a little bit more dynamic. Instead of just pulling, we're pulling and reaching overhead. When you are done with this and we take the other movement, it will all come into place. For 2, squeeze your back glute. And 1, that is good. And now we're going to come up to standing. And it doesn't really matter. Like if you want to do this all sitting down, go for it. You're going to cup your hands behind your back and pull the arms down past the hips. Squeeze the legs together. And then pull your hips forward and drag your palms down beneath your butt. Take a breath in. Squeeze the palms together, squeeze the tips of the elbows. Pull the belly button into the spine. Good. Rest into the bottom of your bottom. And then release the hands, shoot the pinkies out back behind you, and come up into that spread wings all the way up overhead and down. Up overhead, swing and down. Up overhead, just keep the legs loose. You can do these even lying down. The motion, the muscles that we're using doesn't matter as much. You're standing, sitting, laying on the floor. Okay, in fact, if I show you, and we will do this together, we're going to come down to the floor or change your position, whether you're standing, seated, walking, on the floor. I'm going to come down to the floor and I'm going to continue this motion, okay, all the way down to the floor. And I'm going to do this same motion. Feel the differences in what is activated or where you feel a catch point, where you feel resistance, where you feel your spine leaving the floor. And then put yourself in your favorite winter boots and winter coat and make a snow angel. Just make that snow angel, not with the feet, I guess. Oh my gosh, that monkey emoji in the snow is like my fave. You all know what I'm talking about. Now, as you drag your hands down by the sides of your hips, you're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together. As you drag your hands down beside your hips, squeeze the shoulder blades. So squeeze the shoulder blades, tuck your pinkies into your pockets, release your head and neck, shake your head no once, and then swing those arms up overhead, snow angel. Good. You will start to feel, I'm going to focus more on the squeeze down through the armpit, opening the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades. Good. Most rotator cuffs aren't even really strong enough to load any weight on an overhead. So it's fine, like as long as you know that you're using other muscles, not just the shoulder, to get that overhead done. These are strictly speaking to unlock you. Okay, doing these snow angels. If you're shorter on time and you only have so many reps to get done, show you the harder version of this, or it's obvious that you can just add load. You can also make this full body by, once you swing your arms down by your sides, lift your head, lift a leg. Okay? Lift your head, lift a leg. You're laying on your back, you lift your head, you swing your hands, you tap your hands underneath that leg. Lift your head, swing your hands, tap underneath that leg. Feel your belly button punch down into your spine. If you want to knock off the arms or knock off the leg on this, add a load. Again, like you will get to the point where you'll know, like, all right, I like this arm move. I'm just going to keep doing this, okay? There is benefit to not adding on. There is a benefit to adding on. One more time. Good. And let's come up to standing. And I am going to do a lat pull on the cords. You can replace this lat pull with a bent over row if you want to. I want to do a lat pull, so I don't have a ton of space here. As a note, this resistance band is hooked onto the nearest door. Probably the best bang for your buck as far as like fitness toys. Like if you were to get one item, get a resistance band, because you can pack it in a suitcase, because you can take it in your car, because it'll go in every room, because it is weightless, and yet it provides a substantial amount of resistance. So for that reason, hence the name, resistance band. I'm a little bit stuck in my legs. I often just like stand all day, like just stand still, and I end up like a freaking petrified totem pole at the end of it. And, as a result, it's hard to gain muscle if it's stuck, right? So remembering that fluidity in those joints, and even if you're doing an upper body motion, adding just a little bit of fluidity in the lower part just helps get at the upper body as well. One more time. So when I see people, or when I conduct upper body movements and the lower body is like either sitting in the chair on a machine or is just kind of like stuck there, just like not doing anything. Again, it's fine, but we only have so many minutes in the day. So if I can add some lower body integration, then I'm just, again, optimizing my minutes spent. All right. So now we're going to go into a light squat position with that in mind and do a cross body crunch. So the muscles that I'm working are the same as the exercise that I just did, because I was doing a lat pull back, and now I'm using those same side back muscles to punch these 5-pound dumbbells. You can use 8, 5, 3, 0 on these. What I want you to try to focus on is dragging the weight across the body just below the chest. And I'm going to start punctuating my movement a little bit more, getting at the side back. Do not think about the front, just think about the sides of your body. The lat, the lat. We're going to hug the lats, giving yourself a big hug in a second. We're punching across, squeezing the wrists to straight and strong for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Set those weights down. And we're going to give ourselves a big hug. Just give yourself a big hug. If you're doing this in standing, seated, or lying down, this is a great way to do crunches as well. So we're squeezing the chest muscles, and I'm giving my lats, like I'm telling you, I'm never going to get over the lats. And I haven't swam for too long, but I spent a lot longer swimming maybe. So these lats, and yeah, I see my shoulders are hugged up to my ears. Like, that's okay. Like, I'm going to try to drag the shoulder blades down a little bit. I'm going to give myself a deeper hug, pulling the shoulders down, hugging on the lats, and then I'm going to do a crunch like this. So I'm going to crunch down, trying to round the upper back and pull the belly in. Good. And then come up from your crunch, release your hands, swing them down by your sides, and give yourself another hug, but choose the other arm to maybe cross over first if you can. Round the upper back, spreading the shoulder blades. The lats will come forwards now, so they're closer like to your line of sight outside of your peripheral. That's what I mean by backwards and forwards. Like, could I see them if I looked at them? And then as I come up from this position, the lats come back and the hands come down. Great. Roll your shoulders out. Roll the shoulders out. We're going to come into a streamline hold now. Okay, so legs are going to be stuck together. Remember, we worked on with the towel stretch, not bowing the back. So I'm going to try to get that column a little bit with a tiny bit of back arch, but not too much. Everyone's spine looks different. So we'll walk through what to feel on this streamline. Okay, so we're going to squeeze the hands by the ears. Hopefully I don't squeeze my earbuds off for this current AV setup. Squeeze the legs together. Squeeze the legs together. Draw your femur bones or your thighs, slightly swing them forward so that they're kind of exposed to the front of the room. And this should already feel awkward. Your biceps are squeezing just behind your temples or at your temples. I'm going to try to find some space in my throat and swallow. It is important to be bound. Inner thighs squeeze. Biceps are squeezing the sides of the head. Then you're trying to lift the chin away from the chest a little bit. And let's take a couple breaths. I'm going to try to drag the shoulders away from the ears. And look up. After your next exhale, left arm comes down, right hand comes up and across. Good. This first one's slow. Then we're going to make it dynamic. Get ready to move your right leg as well. So we're reaching over to the left-hand side. Our right hip is pushed out to the side, pushing both feet heavily and bound into the floor. Good. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to get a little release here. It takes a while, right? And then we'll go ahead and come up towards upright position, step your right foot out, and come over to a lateral lunge, bringing the left hand onto the inside of the right ankle. The reason for this is it's just a counter movement, okay? And now I'm going to start to swing the right hand up and back like a speed skater. So if I'm doing the lateral, my right hand just kind of swings back behind. You can make this intentional by squeezing through the elbow tip. My left hand is coming down. Limbs are flat or straight. You can add weight to this. 2 more times. Great job. Let's come into that streamline hold again. Bind the fingers and release the index fingers. Call this a steeple grip. Swing your femurs and your thighs forwards and bind your legs together. I'm going to try to like bow and then unbow. Drag the hips forward. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Squeeze your biceps against the back of your temples. Look slightly up. Shoulders down. Biceps squeezed. Long through the trunk. From your fingernail to your toenail, how tall can you be? Good. Release the right hand down and reach up and over with the left hand to the right side. Up and over. I notice my arm is falling forwards. I want to bring my hand slightly back. Keep the legs bound. Left side body gets long. Breathe here. Pull the hips forwards. Arm comes back. This side feels tighter. And we're going to get ready to take the left foot out to the side and come down into a lateral lunge. Right hand reaches towards the inside of the left ankle. I'm going to try to get a little bit like more swingy on this. Intentional swinging back, skating back. Again, if load helps you, like a small dumbbell helps you, go for it. Sometimes if I'm grabbing onto something, like, and my intention is to really get just unlocked, my hands will like start to like grip too tight. So I'm just leaving my hands free. Hands free workout. That's funny. To me. If I didn't amuse myself all day, I don't know, man. So this should feel freeing. It should feel windmilly with your arms, like lackadaisical, whimsical. That's the word, whimsical with the arms. Just let those arms shake out. Okay, why? Why let the arms shake out? Because then the shoulders will release. Yes, 2 more times. Because we held that streamline, right? Now we got to just let that thing go. 1 more time, extra credit. This is good. All right, grab 5-pound dumbbells. We're going to do 3 things with a load, lightweight, and then you can replay this and start from the beginning, or just do the first half or just do the second half. So we're going to do some fast arms, and we will start with uppercuts. So I'm going to choose a stance kind of like boxing. Just act the part. Boxers, you're not like playing the part of a boxer to look cool, Boxers stand like this because it's like the best way to stand to not get hit and knocked over. So we're grounding our stance into the floor. I've got kind of my boxing coach used to say, someone could slide a 2x4 in between your legs there. I love that cue. So you can stand like looking in a mirror, and progress, not perfection. So we're just going to come into these uppercuts. When you're uppercutting, I just want you to think about sliding along the ribs. Just slide along the ribs. And then start to think about the front part of your shoulder into the chest. We're going to take it a little bit swingy. So to the side, my uppercut is starting by just kind of a loose swing. The elbow stays kind of locked at 90 degrees. You're squeezing your hands into those dumbbells. Elbows come back and up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now stick it, double uppercut, both at once, and down and back. In bar, sometimes they'll say like, do this as 2 punctuated movements, da, 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 da. So it's out, up, down, in, out, up, down, in, out, up, down, in, out, up, down, in. Now just swing that motion through. Shoulders down. 2 more times. That's good. Now we take these 5-pound dumbbells, hold them like for biceps, and we're going to take them like a tray, hands apart, hands together, hands apart, hands together. Back part of the shoulders. Keep thinking about those shoulders. Now, if my hip getting loose is going to help me stay in the overhead, I'm just going to try to keep those hips moving somewhere. Like whether it be a little bounce, a little squat, a little lunge position. Keep your elbows tucked by your sides. Good. Keep your biceps engaged. Maybe open the fingers. 3 more times. Good. Let's come back into those uppercuts. I'm going to put the other leg forward. Actually, I lied. Let's go punch across the body first. Let's go into a squat position. Punch. Punch, cross the body, cross the body. We're adding a little bit more squeeze on the hand against the weight. Adding a little bit more, pulling the belly button into the spine. Squeeze the shoulder blade as you punch across the body. Shoulder blade, chest, shoulder blade, chest, shoulder blade, chest. Go. Go. Now faster now and tighter. Boom, boom, boom through the waistline. Boom, boom, boom through the waistline. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 into uppercuts. 2 and 1. Good. Let's come into our squat or lunge position, and we'll go into those uppercuts. Double uppercut. Did I do? No. Yeah. With arms like 360 degrees, right? So, if I do a slightly different exercise, sue me. I'm just kidding. This is all about time spent. I mean, you'll probably have already had to take a break because I don't like when I get surprised. I'm like, screw this, I'm not going to keep this going. So I keep surprising you with just more movement, but this is upper body endurance. This is shoulder endurance. You want smaller loads, leading with mobility, getting endurance through all those tiny fibers. Then you'll start to be able to notice that other exercises are more available to you. Now punctuate your uppercuts. 2 moves. And yeah, again, my boxing coach is probably like, you are not doing an uppercut, right? But I'm just trying to think about separating my shoulders from the glacier that they sit on in my upper back. 2 more times. Last time. Wonderful. All right, we're gonna drop those weights and we're gonna come down into a tabletop and do a QP quadrupedal. So one leg is out back quadrupedal, so we're on all fours. I don't know why I said I used to write QP in my workout because it was the shortest way to write something, but quadrupedal extensions is just tabletop. So tabletop reach with the arm, the opposite leg is back behind you, opposite leg is straight and locked, all 5 toes down on the floor, reach the opposite arm up overhead. Drag your weight into all 5 toes behind you. Good, and now float that foot off the floor. Push down against the leg that's down, against the shin that's down. Good. Now here's a challenge on the tabletop extension. We'll do tucks first. I notice I'm kind of bowed again, so I want to unbow and just flatten out that back as much as it'll go today. And, you know, we get where we can get to. So extend, keep extended, keep reaching toe to fingernail. Drop your shoulder down away from your ear. And then we're going to tuck, crunch, and think straight, extend, long, as opposed to bow. Just think long and flat, toe to fingertip. This by itself, as you keep tucking elbow to knee, would be a warm-up exercise. But after what all we just did, it's probably magnified in the shoulder because you're tired. Two more times. Das is good. All right, take this into a push-up position. Stretch into a down dog or stay in a push-up position. And I'm going to come back down, knees to the floor, left leg extends, toes are down. I shrug the shoulders together, kind of kissing the floor a little bit. Extend your right arm straight out, lift your toes up on the left, and stretch. Getting tired and lazy, so I'm going to drag the shoulder down away from the ears. I'm going to focus on getting long through the hips. Screw the shoulder, right? Because this all comes from the hips anyway. So if I go into the hips and squeeze that leg down and straight and flat and lighten up through the left arm, pushing down through the right shin, then I'll be able to feel it more accessibly in my shoulder. Let's go into those tucks, knee to chest. Tuck, extend, tuck, big, long. And I almost like threw myself out of that tabletop, just flying away. Round the spine, just like when you gave yourself a little hug. Then extend out flat. Hug to flat. Squeeze and out for 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Take yourself into a kneeling position, like maybe, oh, this is so terrible. Indian style, Lisa? No. This is just like, take your butt onto your heels. Okay, take your butt onto your heels and let your hands come back behind you. Just stretch open the chest and shoulders. Push the heart open to the sky. And come on up onto your knees. Clasp your hands behind your back. Pull the hips forward. Squeeze the elbow tips down. Take one foot in front of you, doesn't matter which foot. Keep the elbow tips squeezed back behind you. Come up to standing. Come back down to the floor. Take the other leg out in front of you. Squeeze your elbow tips. Keep your hands clasped. Now you'll have appreciation for people in handcuffs. We'll do one more time. Each leg coming up and down. Finishing in standing. Last time, squeeze your elbow tips. Squeeze your palms together. And release. All right. See you tomorrow. Happy Monday.